la papito woman is a tiny video over echo.
Christoph the change baby. LT City's finest. All my scrap and what's up? Yeah. From here to mother, how we living, cause the country red. Politician and Elon man and the whole country spade. Baby man ain't crying that children can start a day. We not talking about pay, we tired, nothing else to say. From here to mother, how we living, cause the country red. Politician and Elon man and the whole country spade. Baby man ain't crying that children.
So welcome back, folks, and sorry for the breaking transmission. We were discussing and then we had some technical issues, so we had to face the issue and get back to you. So if you are just coming our way, this is Taptas Television and you are watching the program Culture and Hue here on Taptas Television. Our topic was the influence of politics on our tradition. That was our discussion here. We will carry on before we had that technical issue, and we are back now. So if you are just joining us, we say you are welcome. This is Roosevelt Nyeantee on the program Culture and Hue on Taptas Television. So let's jump into the discussion. Like I was saying, even in our setting nowadays, when you are on the taxis, when you are on the bus, when two people are discussing, and probably when it is mostly about politics, you will see that the young man that is having conversation with probably that old man, you won't see no respect, you won't see no coordination in that conversation. Because why? People have taken politics so personal in our country to the extent that people no longer has respect for the elders. Because, for example, when you have a 16 years old man or having conversation, because we say conversation, we don't say be rude, but you will see that the young man take this conversation so personal to the extent that he don't have respect for who he's discussing with. He don't have the respect for the kind of person that he's talking to. So at the end of the day, he will be very rude and disrespectful in his conversation just because of politics. And they have taken politics so personal. Like, this is what I am. This is what made me as a person. So at the end of the day, that young man will not give respect or courtesy to the old person, to be like, oh, this is an old person. Even when the old person is not saying the right thing, but you will see that the brother in question will not show respect in the conversation. He will disrespect that man to go to the extent or even insulting him or insulting his mother and what have you. That's the reason why you see in our country nowadays, or people will just jump up one morning and insult president, insult their leaders and what have you. Because why? People have lost the taste of tradition. People have lost the taste of their moral values in our country. So at the end of the day, people take politics so personal. People take politics to be like, oh, this is my life. This is what I am. This is what defines me. The moment this thing is something that putting food on your table, you don't care about who you're talking to. You don't care about the person that you are throwing the talk to and what have you. So at the end of the day, people have lost themselves in this country. Politics have made people lost themselves. So no respect anymore. People no longer has respect for themselves. They no longer has respect for their elders and other people. Like one other day, I went to a place to sit and reflect my mind, and these two ladies, they were having normal conversation about our two famous parties in our country. They were just having normal conversation. One thing to another, the two people, women who we had to look up to be like, oh, these two people are respected people. The two people started to insult themselves just from the discussion. Oh, your party this, your party that. At the end of the day, they started to insult themselves with barbar languages, profane languages. They started to insult themselves because why? We have lost our moral values. We have lost the taste of tradition in our country. So at the end of the day, everybody just discussing personal thing about politics. You take the thing so personal, you put it on your head, you run it around with these people think. People who said enjoy their life with their children, send their children abroad. You here, you just sitting, preaching for the people, taking the thing so personal. So at the end of the day, we don't have unity between ourselves. We don't have love. We don't have peace in our country. Although we are not fighting war, but there is no peace. Because today, the moment you sit on car and talk the right thing, that, oh, this is how it should be done, this is how it should be done, people see you as the bad person. People see you as the person who you are not to discuss that thing. So at the end of the day, We don't have our moral values. We don't prioritize our tradition any longer. We don't prioritize our tradition. When you are a person or a lover of television or radio, back then, you could see that we had more educated programs on the radio than now. Because nowadays, the moment you turn on the radios, two things on our Liberian radio nowadays is either radio game or politics. That's the two things on our radio nowadays. Either radio game or that star 911 hash for this. We don't educate our public. We don't carry on awareness. We don't carry on those educated programs that used to make people to respect themselves. Even girls program, like we have certain program before on, I think on the radio they had, or let's talk about sex, when you have people teaching girls about sex and other stuff. People used to teach important things on the radio, but nowadays our radios are so polluted with politics. Once it's not this person, it's not the other person, you won't see this particular educated thing going. In our country, just because of that, our media is losing its taste. The media is losing its values. Because why? People no longer prioritize those things that radio were meant for. People no longer prioritize those things that the media were meant for. Even the media is highly political. Highly political. The radio station that people want you to respect, people want you to value and give accreditation to. That kind of value people used to have for the radio. But nowadays, when you turn on the radio, that star 199 hash, that star 911 hash, you will win money, you will do this. The radio has become a place of gambling because the politics have taken over. You don't have control over it. When you go to one radio station, that one man who is a politician own that radio station. So at the end of the day, even when the brother there who knows the right thing to discuss to bring all cardinal issues, people will tell him that no, my man, we don't do that here. It's not in our policy for you to discuss this one. It's not in our policy for you to discuss that one. So discuss this. What they want you to discuss, that's what you will discuss. So politics have just taken over everything in our country. Even the people who want to talk the truth, people who are still standing for the truth, you become like a moron. You become like somebody who don't have the voice, because why? People won't pay attention to you. Once it's not politics, once it's not gambling, people won't pay attention to you. We used to have traditional people on the radio teaching people about culture, about their custom, teaching people about their moral values, teaching people about what defines them as Liberian. People usually say, well, Liberia are free land and what have you. Liberia are united country. We united, yes, but where is the unity between us? We only united when people come here. We only united as Liberian to show people that kind of wetty black heart love. That's the reason why you see nowadays on Facebook, north between the diaspora Liberian and the Liberian back home, because what? No unity, no peace between us. The people out there see us as enemies. We down here see them as enemies. So at the end of the day, we don't have that unity between ourselves. Go other countries. Go Nigeria, go other countries. The Nigerians that in the diaspora, the unity is between them, because why? They have the moral values, they have their tradition in them, they know where they came from. They won't just disrespect their country because why? Maybe you have the opportunity today, or because you're here and then you feel like this person is supposed to be your source of income from America or other country. So at the end of the day, you don't respect the person. The coexistence, the thing that's supposed to bind us as Liberian is our custom, is our tradition. It's what defines us. Nobody tells you, say, oh, I ain't nobody telling you that you should go and join so and so society or something. But if you are a Liberian, you will know that we are people of unity. We are people that's supposed to live together in harmony. But at the end of the day, politics have destroyed everything in our country. So Liberians, we don't, or we no longer live under that one umbrella. Everybody have taken side. Oh, me, I'm this party's person. When this party win, I no longer want to see the role my brother is working on. Somebody where and you, because one thing we can always say, like, bro, oh, tradition can unite us and all of you. You know how many people in the same traditional society that today they are not even speaking to one another because of politics? Do you know that? Two people even graduated from the poor or Sunday society together. They graduated together and they have the same training in them. Today, they are not speaking to one another because of politics. And you know why you were told that. You know why you were told that unity is the key, that you should stick together if you want to be successful. But because of politics in our country, everything has scattered. Everything are falling apart. At the end of the day, your brother, who you are to be your brother keeper, you will see the person dying. That person highly in need because probably this man didn't support this other party. This man is not the man that's supporting you in what you're doing. At the end of the day, you will watch that man to even die. You will not help him because of politics. This thing is destroying our country. When we as a people cannot come together to be like, oh, let's go back to where we came from. Nobody's saying that you should go back to where you used to be in the bush and what have you. But when you read Liberia or culture, when you read our traditional creed, it will tell you that Liberian we were united people. That's the reason why the people in the past, our old fathers and other people will be telling that, oh, Liberia was found before, Liberia was the day before. Because why? Liberians were united. Liberians were willing to live together. Liberians were willing to understand themselves. They were not people who were saying that, oh, I will take certain politics. They were not taking politics so personal. They were not taking politics like, oh, this man is our enemy because he chose this side. They were taking politics to be like something where when you take your side, I understand you and I respect your decisions. People no longer respect them or their fellow friends' decision in the country. The moment somebody happens to make their decision and say, oh, me, I'm of this party, definitely you see the kind of hate the other person will create for their friends. Because why? We are not reflecting on our tradition. We are not reflecting on our moral values as Liberians. We no longer know ourselves. We no longer respect where we came from. Because you're supposed to respect the person's decision and be like, oh, this is the main final decision. I respect it. And we're supposed to live together as brothers. We're supposed to live together in this neighborhood and respect ourselves. And I respect his decision because he has choose to be like, oh, I want to become a unity partisan or a sedition or a person from the ALP and other parties. I respect the person's decision, but we don't do that thing. We no longer do that thing. The moment you are on a tight set today and just wake up and say a good thing probably about the government, the other person will want to insult. The other insult. When you know your moral value, you will just insult somebody on a car. When you know your moral value, you will just stay on the street and just insult your president. You know what I mean? Your leader. Even the Bible says that your leader next to God, someone will just wake up in the morning on one radio station and just call and just insult their leaders. Because what? That may not know your moral value now. Because it is the same country. How the solution can come about. The government need to initiate ideas in schools. Let our tradition be taught in schools. Let our tradition be taught through radios, through the means of the internet. Let people know about their tradition. You think what happened? Many Liberians out there, they will keep cursing our country. They're not coming back home. They ain't get time to say, oh, let me go back to the place I left on saying 4, 5, 10, 20, 30 years ago. Because what? The man is not saying anything here. Let me be real. Like, on the Facebook, I saw a brother post there about our famous in-town brushery, and he said when he watched this video about Asher Speed, he said that Monrovia stayed the same even after 30 years. And not lie. It's not lie. It's not lie. Because why? We are not willing to come together to face this country. We are not willing to learn from our mistakes, to be like, oh, this is where we have our flaws. This is where we had our shortcomings. This is where we have a lot of mistakes. We should come together and put ourselves together to face our country. We are only fighting to destroy our country in the name of politics. Only in the name of politics. We are just in the name of politics. In the name of politics, at the end of the day, we will choose side and choose side. At the end of the day, when development is supposed to go so and so place, it won't go there because what? This is not my side. This is not where I'm supposed to develop. This is not the side I'm supposed to develop. So at the end of the day, Liberia is still lacking behind in plenty things. Then we hear arguing, oh, why the boy and posted the video from Providence Island saying he went back and he went Ghana. He was even in Liberia. He was posting about Kenya and other countries. He went Namibia. He posted in other countries. He posting there because what? They are showing him things that is legit. They are showing speed things that he never seen in any country. But Liberia, we say now we not copy the Nigerian man culture. We copy the Sierra Leone culture. We copy other country culture. We pull it in ourselves. We say our culture. We kill our own. Then you expect what somebody to come and say they will post about your country. What you there? What there? What's there that you showing them? What's better there that you showing the person to say, oh, my man, in our country we show speed a strange thing that he see before you sense him being going in other countries. Saying him being going in other countries, we showing something very strange that he not see. Nothing strange that you show the kid. Nothing strange. You showing everything that other country already finished showing him. You can't bring two papers from West Point, the working family, they want that one. Who are you to even tell somebody say, oh, this is your background, where you came from, and other stuff. You have to show your pure tradition. You saying that you are the oldest country in Africa, then you don't have fitting tradition to show somebody. You don't have fitting thing to show somebody. Nothing. You don't have to show anybody. You don't have fitting tradition. Liberia, Liberia that was a country that was known for its strong cultural values and tradition before, but where it is today, nothing. Our country done that and everything. Politics take over. Politics take over. Even our traditional leaders, they so greedy to the extent that they just running beyond politicians. They even going to politicians to initiate new ideas. Oh, let's upgrade the tradition within. Let's put it this way. Let's make it to be initiated in schools. Let children learn about it. They tell you you only go in poorer society or in the bush before you learn about before somebody learn about the tradition. Before somebody learn about it. So what becomes of the man that stay Morovia a whole life that haven't gone back home? What becomes of him? Because why? You're not willing to upgrade it. Everything you feel like, oh, that too much secret, we shouldn't teach it. Although that secret thing, but why you are teaching the young folks in our country that they should respect others, that they should come together and live in that peace and harmony that we were once living in as Liberians. Where is it today? Nowhere. Everybody just living with politics. You wake up in the morning on the radio station, politics. You wake up on the other side, on the other media platform, politics. We no longer respect our culture and tradition in the country. Nothing. Go on the island that day. You never see any real traditional person that was there to say, oh, they person that displaying their culture in this country. Nothing. Even the famous island, we can talk it every day. The famous island. Probably maybe that because speed was coming, so you go brush it. The kind of that place can be dirty. The place called historical site. See how that place can be very dirty. When people pass, anybody that can pass on the bridge, on our slavery bridge, you can bear me witness that island very dirty. Every day dirty. Maybe when they having program coming up, that's the time they will clean it. Because why? Not political error now. Because not political error. When it was once, when it was somewhere that was going to be a political site, you are going to see that place very clean. Different infrastructure were going to be on an island that people are going to come and pay money to go there. How much tourists can go on an island except the small tourist group then that we have in Liberia that can go there? But you're talking about the first historical island in Africa, because when you say that Liberia is the oldest country, then you're talking about that island is the first historical island in Africa that the American Liberian came and landed on an island. Look at the place how they play looking now. No good infrastructure. You get nothing there to show anybody. Then I play you carry speed, you go showing cutting tree that they cut down. How many years ago you telling you that the older cutting tree in Africa, that root you will show somebody? That be real in our country. We no longer pirate our culture. So at the end of the day, when anybody come to the country, the person will not get no story to tell about Liberia. We have plenty untold stories in the country, but because everybody pirate our politics, so at the end of the day, nobody is telling the stories. Nobody is telling the story. Nobody is even willing to support the people who are telling these stories in the country. So at the end of the day, even the tourist site, they don't even get time. No time they have for their own country. You only get time when somebody come in and fake thing and you put it together. Anything that fake, that will be real. Anything that fake, anybody see it, they will know. They will know that all the thing that was sunny, they playing before I came here. They been doing it before. Like we're not used to culture now. Let be real. We used to culture. How many cultural programs you have in the country? How many cultural festivals you have in the country? To say, oh, you empowering the cultural people. You even have 50 some cultural truth in the country, apart from the political thing. When John Brown get political cultural truth, he put on together in Kenya, so he go collect money. The other person get political cultural truth, they put on together in Kenya, they go gain money. You won't collect small money from politicians, the man be John small. Instead of politics down, it tells you that in our culture. It tells you that your culture there. Your culture is what defines you. Your culture and what your children are supposed to see, that they will see and say, because of this thing, I will not take drugs. Because of this thing, I will not join into prostitution. Because of this thing, I will respect my body on the internet. I will not put funny thing on the internet. But you're not having anything. So at the end of the day, the thing the kids come out with, they see on Facebook, that's what they will do. The thing the kids come out with, they see on Facebook, that's what they're doing now. Because what? They didn't grow up with anything inside them. They didn't grow anything inside them. The kids when they come out and see a part arguing about the other man and the other man, the other two people, the other party, that what the kids come up with. So at the end of the day, the kids have nothing tradition, nothing culture, nothing heritage in him, nothing the kids have inside him. So at the end of the day, that kids when they coming out growing by himself, not knowing nothing about the country, at the end of the day, they may grow, they think they may see that jobs, they may put hands inside, they may start taking jobs. Because what you the parent that to the horse, you don't know nothing about tradition. That be real. You the parent that to the horse, you don't know nothing about tradition. You know nothing about your country history because then teach you, even when they were teaching you, you're not paying attention. Even when you know it, you forget about a long time. You forget about a long time. When even talk about this Sunday and poor society, you know more people in that thing, saying the person was small, they care that the person know about it. They even refreshing their mind to it again. So what you expect me to know about it? Maybe that only saying anything you'll be keeping, but nothing different. That will be real. Nothing different. The child was small, you carry the child there, the child come from there. Maybe the child about 32, 34 now, and the thing what they were taught there, they know nothing about it because what you don't have anything to reflect the child minds, the child attention to it to say, oh, this is where you came from, this is what you were doing before, and what have you, and what have you. Let the child know, nothing the child know. You only do initiation, and you don't tell me nothing when I get big. Then you expect me to say when you taught me when you came in and I was 7 years, and you taught me I was only I can't also at 32 years and I married. You expect me to know how to take care of whom? I will not know how to take care of whom because I'm not seeing it now. You teach me again. The how like looking, we don't practice our traditional cost or regularly. We don't practice our custom regularly. So at the end of the day, when you teach me something, I forget about I was small. And when I forget about I finish. I'm seeing my friends then again to say, oh, we practice it together. They tradition, they cultural area you came me before. I can see my friends. Then all we go there together. We practicing it together. We are getting acquainted with ourselves. So at the end of the day, it will make me to be like, oh, and let me continue to stick to this thing and what I feel, but nothing. Nothing. That'll be real. Nothing. The person is not saying any reflection. No traditional programs. No traditional events in our country. Can you imagine? Whole country like bro, we don't have any festival for all the 15 countries to display their different culture in the country. Oh God, like bro. Everything are politics. But when they think I was going to political something, you see all the politicians coming together to support it. To see all the politicians coming together to put a hand behind it, to support it because your country culture is not politics now. Everybody not get time. Even the traditional people, I even think you can push the idea to your leaders now. I don't think that you guys can even push the idea to the country leaders to be like, let's come together and have a national traditional program that we will display our culture, that the world at large will see that Labrador got culture, Labrador got things that other people haven't seen. We got different culture in the country. Who does it that only Sunny and Pro Society? Other countries got different things that you not see here. You not see grown men world dance. That's what you talking. You don't see grown men world dance. You don't see different traditional display in the country. But why is not being shown because why not political thing. Not political thing. They have politicized too much that they even want for people the world to know that we're having tradition here. So at the end of the day, they ain't willing to upgrade. You still doing the same thing that you are used to do where nothing that it says, not the fun. You willing to upgrade your tradition because why? You willing to display your traditional people see it and criticize anything. Then you go back to your corner and say, oh, there's one of the people criticize too much. That will take it from there. It's not good. Auntie not good one here. Auntie want okay. Auntie want okay for us. Let us subtract the other one from there. So you take everything to be secret. You display nothing. Go other country in different countries, Togos and other countries. People display their tradition. They having national traditional festival now. Different traditional people will come and display their tradition to make the world to see that these people, this is what they're known for. You think what in America people can have this thing they call what they can put that mask and other thing. What is stuff name? They can have it in their country. That stuff. That's their tradition. They want the world to see what they can do. They want the world to see what they can do. They want the world to see what they're doing. So that's the reason why every time they will have that program. They will have that program for the world to see that these people they stay maintaining their tradition. The people they stay maintaining their custom. But you take your own, you go, you have with it. Then you take politics, you pull it info, you pull politics info, you say politics like your own tradition now. So at the end of the day, everybody there, you used to and glued to politics. You don't discuss anything about tradition to the children that are coming up. You don't discuss anything about your country tradition. You don't discuss about your country custom, about your culture. What defines you as Liberian? You don't discuss it to your children. We only tell them say, oh, choose this side, and they want a CDC, the other side are Unity Party, the other side are ANC. That the only thing you get to tell them in the morning. How the other politician wicked, the other one cool, the other one this. You just destabilize the child mind. You just destabilize the child mind. You made a child to only be glued to politics. Make the child to feel that this person is your enemy. And we know that our tradition, we don't have enemy within. We don't have enemy within. There were no Liberian that were enemy to a fellow Liberian. That's not how we were taught. That's not what in our traditional books. That's not what in our custom. But today, our country, people have made our minds so glued to politics that they will tell you that this man is your enemy. The other men are your friend. At the end of the day, the children are coming out, they feel that certain people are the enemy. They're supposed to work on certain path with certain people. That's how you don't make our country for us. That's just how you don't make our country. The influence of politics, how it has downplayed our custom and our culture in this country. That's the discussion for today. How is politics influencing our culture? Very bad. Politics is not helping us. We need to go back to our culture. We need to reflect our minds on our culture. We need to reflect what defines us as Liberians. What made us to be Liberian? Something there that makes us to be different from Ghanaians. Something there that makes us to be different from Nigerians. But even in our movies, we take the people's story and tell their stories and kill our own stories. Because why? We don't value ourselves. We don't value ourselves as Liberian. So at the end of the day, anything that we see in the foreigner doings, our fellow African doing, that what we do because we don't have culture. We ain't got nothing to show the world. We ain't got nothing to show the world. This small country here, with just a population of over 5 million people, for us to develop it hard because what? Everybody only care for themselves. Because that's what politics says. But your traditional and your culture tell you that you shouldn't care for only yourself. You should care for your neighbors. You should show love. That's why it says. And they don't want you to progress. They don't want you to prosper. That's the reason why they cage you with politics. That's the reason why they cage you with politics. So at the end of the day, politics have spoiled our tradition in this country. Politics have put hole in our setting. We no longer know ourselves as Liberians. We no longer value ourselves. We no longer pay attention to our neighbors and our neighbors' children. We no longer show that love in the community. The moment this man is from this party, the moment this man is from the other party, we don't have time for that man. Even when you got car in the community, this brother is dying, his son dying, you will say, I can't give my car to that man. And a unity party man. That's how we live in the country. When a person is at the dying need, you prefer helping somebody different than to help this person because you be like, politics have made your mind so wicked to the extent that you can't help your fellow human. You can't help your fellow Liberians. We need to wake up. We need to rise up as Liberians and come together and rally around ourselves and deviate from the too much politics. Nobody say politics can help country. Politics is one of the greatest things in the world nowadays. But other people are not taking it the way you and myself can take it. They don't take it too personal. Like without it, they can't do. Why on earth someone in a community that has money, that got influence over certain things, he only want public position before he helps somebody? Is that what politics tells you? At the end of the day, during Christmas, 26 and New Year, they bring rest, they give it to us, then they cancel, they reconcile with us. Is that reconciliation? Is that reconciliation? No. We need to wake up as Liberians, push behind our government. Let them initiate the teaching of tradition in our schools. And in Liberia, when we talk about tradition, people see it as not bad thing. That bad thing that people talking here, tradition, this society, bene. No. Your tradition is what made you to be who you are. Your tradition is what made you to be who you are. Our parents, you need to teach your children at home. Teach your children at home what made them as Liberian. Teach them. The government, you got hard hand in this thing. You have the power in your hands. You need to activate our traditional leaders. Activate them to help before our country's stories die, because these are people who have the country original story in them. When they die tomorrow, our country's story will die with them. So they need to pass it to the younger generation. They need to pass it to the younger generation. The government needs to empower these people, empower them, that our story will be told, that we have cultural events, we have festival. The 15 countries will be competing for something lucrative, that different culture will be displayed, that the world will know that Liberia, the oldest country in Africa, is not sleeping anymore. They have rest to regain their culture. They have rest to retake who they were before. We need to wake up. Liberia, we need to wake up and take back our cultural heritage. We need to take back our cultural heritage. If we want to go somewhere in the country, there's a need that we as Liberians, we go back to our cultural setting. We go back to our roots and deviate from the too much politics. Politics is not helping us. Politics is seriously killing us in this country. So to close, I want to say, love Liberia, love yourself, love our country, teach our culture, and let's unite in this country. Until then, I'm Roosevelt Nyeantee on the program Culture and You. This program will always be here for you, and this program will be fearless, and we will surely succeed in whatsoever we are doing in this country. Until then, I'm Roosevelt Nyeantee again. Bye-bye.
We not talking about pay, we tired, nothing else to say. Politics, but yeah, we call it politics. Yeah, I know they are politics. I'm from the place where when you tell the truth, they say that politics. Politics, but yeah, we call it politics. Yeah, I know they are politics. I'm from the place where when you tell the truth, they say that politics. I say the citizens not satisfied, all the youth they not satisfied. I get plenty things on my mind, I come and clarify. Trouble then give up, both to read, we made a sacrifice. But when you know too much, they tell you say you overqualified. See our capital city, the way it terrified. You're thinking about yourself, why you can build bridges in Yeke Park. Baby, bunny, baby, she knows that she not get Mali. Papi Jackie from where telling the children they hustle hard. The citizens drive all the government fat.
Oh yeah, nah.
And now the way that BB Gordon can fight.
Oh yeah, nah.
My people send me here to tell you the fact. So anything I say, you know it coming straight from my heart.
Oh yeah, nah.
From here to mother, how we living, cause the country red. Politician and Eli man, and the whole country space. Baby man ain't crying that children can start a day. We not talking about pay, we tired, nothing else to say. From here to mother, how we living, cause the country red. Politician and Eli man, and the whole country space. Baby man ain't crying that children can start a day. We not talking about pay, we tired, nothing else to say.